Greetings, YouTube. Today is going to be about resistance and collaboration. And it's a simple message. If you don't resist the administration of the Orange Menace, then you are collaborating. If you don't speak out about the atrocities that administration is currently attempting to commit and is planning to commit in the future, because they've told us what they're going to do. They've told us how they want to decimate the infrastructure of America, how they want to gut Social Security, they want to gut the healthcare system, which they're in the process of dismantling at the moment. They want to endorse and ensconce in law the discrimination against Muslim people from countries that don't have business ties to Feces Rex, and ignore all the people that have actually come from those countries and committed attacks against America because they have business ties to Feces Rex. Convenient that. He's persecuting the countries that he doesn't have business ties with and ignoring the countries that he does. For example, Saudi Arabia, from which almost all the attackers on 9/11 actually came from. Yeah, lots of people in the government ignore that fact because Saudi Arabia is supposed to be one of our allies, even though they have a human rights tradition, which is even worse than America's. So we have to resist his desire to build a wall, to strip gay and trans people of their rights. We have to resist their attempts to unfund Planned Parenthood and strip away women's abilities to control their own bodies. We have to resist everything that the GOP is right now trying to do because they control all branches of the government. Because the American people gave them that power, because the American people are horribly ignorant, and there are a lot of angry, scared, white bigots in America. And that is the reality. Someone was nice enough to post on one of my videos the other day the percentage of the Black and Hispanic communities that actually support or supported Feces Rex on voting day, November 8th. And it's distressing to see that 8% of Black people actually voted for this horrible, horrible politician, but they did. And it's like 27% of Hispanic people, and I think it was like 25% of Asian people supported Feces Rex. And that's distressing. But even if, those numbers are accurate, and I see no reason to say they aren't, it was still white people that put him into power. Because if white people had all voted for Hillary Clinton, he wouldn't be in power. But they didn't. And a really horribly high percentage of scared, angry white people voted for the person whose political campaign was based on bigotry, racism, misogyny, and hate. And he was open, and he was negative, and he was open and naked about it. Absolute bold-faced reality. He is an unapologetic sexual predator, laughing about it, bragging about it, and the American people put him in the White House. He hates women. He despises minorities. There was a case in New York where 5 Black youths were accused of a crime that they didn't commit and were eventually exonerated from that crime. But Feces Rex still says they did it because he's a racist. There's a reason that the white supremacists, the white nationalists, love this man, that they see him as one of their own, because he has done everything in his power to prove to the world that he is one of their own. And if you are not resisting him, you are collaborating with him. And I see every person that voted for him as a collaborator. And yes, I judge you. You have failed America. Flat out. You have committed an act of evil by supporting this man. But her emails don't give me that bullshit. She was a tried and true politician. Yes, she wasn't perfect. We're not electing a messiah. We're electing a president. And these people say, well, we wanted to throw a wrench, into the monkey works of Washington. Well, congratulations, you did. You elected a narcissistic sociopath. You elected a man with no history of governance, who is an utterly failed businessman. And that's your answer? That's your solution? No, it isn't a solution. Solving problems is hard and complex. Breaking things is easy. And at the moment, the GOP is breaking everything they can lay their hands on. And remember, the GOP really hates government, which is somewhat ironic, but they do. And their goal is to break everything they can lay their hands on to prove that government doesn't work and that the private sector should control everything. And they're being quite successful because at the moment, they're trying to break everything. Because they control the government, they can break anything they want to. They're going to shove millions of Americans off the rolls of insurance. At a recent poll I read, they predict that some 43,000 Americans will die every year because they've been kicked off the rolls of insurance. They're putting insurance outside the reach of millions of Americans. And it's going to have adverse effects on everyone. Of course, the only moral solution to that is a single-payer universal healthcare system, and we have numerous models to look at for ones that have been built and work successfully all over the world in developed nations. But America wants to be the exception. America wants to send its people into the street to die. And if you aren't resisting the policies of the government that is endorsing that, then you are a collaborator. And I don't want you on my channel. I don't want you in the voting booth. I don't want you in my country. But I'm stuck with you. I'm stuck with your bigotry, your racism, with your misogyny, and your hate. And I have to find a solution despite you, because you are sure as shooting not going to help solve anything.